Hi everyone. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I think good, thanks.
Okay, good. Thanks for showing up for today's dev meeting for CloudNativePG, November 16, 2022. The agenda is to go over some of the open pull requests. Then we talk about CMPG sandbox that after version 1.18 we are thinking of deprecating. Also Postgres 10 to be deprecated. And finally, because of some of the PRs are proposing again something that relates to pod templates, if we can discuss that again. I'll start with this first PR. Okay, so this was written by Red Baron, and it's about remapping the field names in JSON log. I asked to provide some documentation, and but I see nothing has been documented. And I was thinking that given that now we have the install generate command in the plugin, if it makes sense to manage these in the install command of the plugin. So add two options. For example, let me check. CloudNativePG plugin. Sorry, install. So for example, we could add those two options here.
Makes sense.
Hmm?
So we could also accept the PR as it is, document
Exactly.
it in pair.
Okay.
I like it.
So without even much documentation. Maybe okay. So I can work on that maybe. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I'll see. Okay, I'll update the ticket. Okay. So I'll take this. This one, JSON log.
Yes.
Philippe, you tried, so yeah, please.
Yeah, I implemented it. It's actually still having some issues, but while I was implementing it, I put some thought into it, and it's actually not adding anything. It's just worsening the performances because we are actually parsing in JSON instead of in CSV format. So I just closed the PR because it's I don't think it's worth merging and it's worth implementing. It's good we tried, and it's good that Postgres implemented the JSON log format, but it's not actually useful for us given that we have to read the output from Postgres and parse it and output it in our own format, and also parsing the message in case it's a PG audit message. Having it in JSON format makes it only with a worse performance with respect to what we have right now. So I just closed the PR and I closed also the issue related, if we all agree.
Yeah, I mean, I was chatting before we started this meeting with Philippe, and I was saying how we had actually come to the same conclusion years ago with Marco and Leonardo, who's not here, when we did the Redis log project, that one of the outcomes was to probably switch to CSV because it would have been faster and would have had better performance. I don't know if you remember, Marco. We can, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. It's
So I think, yeah. So I think it's good that we tried, and it's good that we keep this, for the record, so that we know. I mean, this is important that Postgres has that, but at least we have a reason for not doing that. I'm more than happy to update the ticket and close if you want to, Philippe.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do-
Okay. Then this one. Okay, yeah. So I looked at these and I asked to write the documentation also because it wasn't clear to me what this patch would add, but then I see the documentation and I don't see the difference between these, sorry, and running kubectl get clusters. So I don't know if we should ask for comments or for, maybe ask why do you think, maybe that there's obviously a reason for doing this,
Yeah.
but we don't see it.
As
Yeah,
far
we
as I can see, an alias could solve the issue in a better way.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Probably
we have to
it will
implement.
be good if we add more information that the one that we have in the kubectl get cluster.
Yeah, but
Like-
then why you don't add more
Ex-
information directly in the get cluster output? If you
Yeah.
need it.
So maybe what we can do is ask for, reasons and, what do you think?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. We cannot see the labels properly, probably in the kubectl get cluster because we don't
If-
provide that.
If you add, you could add, there is a flag to add columns to kubectl get clusters, so you can actually get the same output using kubectl get clusters. So it's
Okay.
an alias with a certain set of flags fixed could be could do the same as we see here. So
You can also have wide output if you want. So to output the normal and the wide.
yeah, so it's just a matter of asking
Okay.
what information he's missing from the get cluster and whether he thinks it's a good idea to have a CMPG list command for any reason, or we can just improve the get cluster command.
Or
Yeah.
we could improve the documentation in case it's
He doesn't
lacking
know.
on knowledge that you can use get cluster to have that information.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who wants to reply?
I
If
can
both
if you want.
the alias and okay.
Okay.
So I'll take action on these two. You'll do these, Philippe.
Okay.
Okay. Marco, this one.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss about that because it is a ticket about OpenShift support, and we do not support OpenShift. So then the implementation is not something that will solve the issue without touching anything else, because it is changing the behavior of the maintenance windows that almost surely will break the use case of someone else. So I'm inclined to reject the pull request.
Okay. So I send this to you, Marco.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we closed the ticket. Okay, we transformed this into discussion.
So probably we should just close the pull request. And
Anyway, okay. So this is
yeah, I
assigned to you.
will take
Yeah.
care.
And this one,
Yeah, this one was about adding uh, to a cluster the ability to pass environment variables regarding the proxy to the pod. Basically, if you need an HTTP proxy, you need to define in the pod a variable, and yeah, the pull
that
request by itself it's good, but I don't think we should add a so specific field in the CR. We should probably create a way to pass arbitrary environment variable inside the pod, because you could need that for
local.
yeah, the local is one, but you could need that to customize how, for example, extensions work. You can customize your image and the extension, and well, you can set the variable in the image, but you can also wish to be able to change that variable. So some generic way to set
Yeah.
environment variable in the pod is preferable.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So and that's why I would like to reject this pull request and open an issue to define a generic way to pass variable inside the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the
Okay.
last you asked for some changes 21 days ago, and it didn't reply. So maybe we can.
Sorry.
Was
No.
that one? No, some. I'm.
Hang on. Okay.
Yeah, is correct. You asked for changes 21 days ago. No, maybe I
No.
got it wrong. No, that's another PR. So no.
Okay.
But I agree.
I
we
like
should.
I like the generic one. I mean, if we can find a way without, spawning this discussion again about pod templates, I'd
Well,
be very happy.
yeah, the pod
Anyway,
template,
do we want to talk about this now, or shall we go? Let's quickly close this. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is about deprecating CMPG sandbox. I don't know if you remember. I mean, Philippe worked on that, but the idea of CMPG sandbox was to create some Helm charts that at that time would help us run benchmarks, install Grafana, and basically being able to understand what was happening when running CloudNativePG under a lot of stress. Okay, and we discovered so many problems that way, and then some customers of EDB at that time, they wanted to test to install some Grafana dashboards and so on. So that at that time, that was the best way to help deploy all of these. So many things have changed in the meantime. So for example, we now deploy by default all the metrics that are needed by CMPG Sandbox in the operator. So we worked with Jaime about providing instructions on how to install Prometheus and Grafana for evaluation, because this is just for evaluation, because in production, you install them the proper way, okay? And then install the dashboard, and now we have the PG bench command for kubectl. So I think we've been able to replace all these tasks that CMPG Sandbox was doing with either documentation, configuration, and the plugin. So the idea is to remove the Helm chart, and I've created this ticket, I'm currently working on that. The only thing that is left out is FIO. But there's a ticket that we have created to add, similar to what we've done for PG Bench, create a job. So this is the PG Bench command that we've done. Okay. So this is about the deprecation. Are you all okay with proceeding?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Okay,
do
so the plan
Yes.
is deprecate now and remove in some time.
Yeah.
I mean, we could leave the old versions of the chart and just remove the code of the chart and not update it anymore, and that's it. So one PR removing all the Helm code, Helm chart code, but then
Yeah.
we still leave the charts we have.
The old charts, yeah.
The old charts are still there. So if you are using that for any reason, you can.
Yeah.
But you're not. You won't get any update in the future.
Yeah, we.
I mean,
why we cannot leave the code there with the deprecation notice in the README? Because, for example, when I use charts from other parties, it is useful to have the code to inspect. So
Yeah, but
it is deprecated after some time.
There's nothing to inspect here, Mike.
Yeah, it's just a wrapper around the official cube metrics, cube stack metrics chart and our own chart. So our own chart is still there, and this one is disappearing. If you want to access all the status of the chart, you still have the Git history.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's what I would just remove and keep it simple, you know. Otherwise, I'm afraid that people go stump into that and they start using it, and we need to support, and you know.
Okay, so we could remove also the old version because
it's an old version.
It doesn't cost anything to us to host them.
Okay.
They are hosted in a GitHub page, so for now we can leave them. Once we'll have issues with storage on the GitHub page, we can think of removing them first. But
okay, my just to be the devil advocate, we can remove the code and leave the directory with the README explaining why. That is most visible thing.
Okay. Then Postgres 10 has been declared end of life, so no more support. So there's this patch. The idea is to, I don't know, we were finding ways to probably, you know, place some deprecation notice in the documentation that say that Postgres 10 is out end of life and we don't support it anymore, and but keep the code that manages Postgres 10, right? That's what we.
Yeah, I think if we start now telling it is deprecated, we can remove after releasing 1.19. We called out the deprecation notice in 18.1 and well, maybe publish it right now on the website in the current documentation. In the 1.20.1 we can add a webhook that when it detects that the Postgres version is 1.10 is 10, it is warning the user that it will stop working with 1.90.
Okay. Sorry. And I mean, the thing is that if you want to import an older version, an older database with 10 inside Kubernetes, and then import,
But you don't need the
migrate it.
Postgres 10 because you
I
can
know.
dump and restore on a new version directly. You don't need.
Yeah.
And then you can always use an older version of the operator.
Okay. So last point. Shall we reconsider pod templates? Or shall we wait?
Probably we could start thinking of a nice way to implement pod template, as we were saying, because it looks like the one we have in poolers is not the best due to the need of getting names of containers right and stuff. So if we have a good example of pod template in the wild, we could consider implementing that. So we should start considering it and start discussing, maybe drafting
Okay.
some document discussing a proposal. But yeah, it's definitely for V2 or something along those lines. I don't know, what do you think?
I think the current structure of the code needs a lot of work to make pod templates done in the right way.
Okay. So, okay, Marco and Philippe, yeah, thanks. Jonathan, Armando, are you on the same
Yeah,
wavelength?
totally.
Okay. Not yet, but we should start.
I think the steps needed should start refactoring the code in a way that it makes sense for the pod templates. These also have to do on how we reconcile the resources. So the first approach should be organize the reconciliation loop in a different way. And after that, it will be easier to introduce the pod templates.
Okay.
Because right now we do a sort of cascade with the reconciliation loop. But yeah, this is a more complex topic.
Yeah, that's exactly why I.
Yeah, no, I understand, Mark. Perfect.
Okay. Thanks. Anything else?
Yeah, I just want to propose another thing because I feel that there's time to add another maintainer. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
we
will-
need there's a proper channel. Okay, so it's
So-
not this one. So,
okay, but yeah,
okay. Okay, thanks.
bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.